Again, and welcome back to another video. And today's video is entitled Society will give you what you want but not what you need. Society will give you what you want but not what you need. Now, what do I mean? Yeah, man, the thing is, you have to recognize that a lot of things in society, right, are all smoke and mirrors, meaning that a lot of things are just a lot of events and things that are set in society really are things that are not real, right? Meaning that they're not very conducive to most people really, right? You cannot sustain a lot of things that are set in society, right? Whether it's a job, whether it's a family, whether it's whatever it is, right? A relationship, especially these days, they're not sustainable. So if it's something that you want, right, or it's okay, right, but you have to recognize that you're not supposed to lie to yourself, right? You can't lie to yourself, meaning that you should not go after things that, or all things that you want. Cannot, and recognize that you cannot fulfill your desires for everything you want, because society will dangle a lot of things in your in front of you, whereby you will actually think that's what you need, but actually it's a want. Now, a want is something that there's a difference between a want and a need. I think we all know that, right? Now, if you're going to go after things that you want and they're actually a carrot and a stick, meaning these things are elusive and really they won't bring you any fulfillment, you're going to get messed up. And that's another reason a lot of people actually messed up. They're moving towards elusiveness, things that are far from what they think will make them happy and fulfilled. And that's why I said, or I entitled this, Society will give you what you want. A majority of the time, that is, right? But the caveat here is that you have to recognize the things that you need, right? And unfortunately, or fortunately, right, the things that we actually need are within us, right? They're deep inside of us. You have to be able to fulfill the things that will deepen your depth, right? As in the things that you find will actually fulfill you within first, before you can try and get anything outside of you. Now, everything outside of you, yes, society can fulfill that, but at that moment you'll find that you are not in need, or you're not actually in need. You feel like you want it, but rather you're not in need of those things. You don't need them. You want them, but you do not actually need them. And a big lie about society is that they make you think that you actually need those things. Now, not to say that you're not supposed to have desires. All the things that we desire are sort of us, right? But you have to take a good look at yourself and think to yourself, do I actually need this thing at this moment? Will it help me grow? Right? And then when you try and fulfill whatever you're trying to fulfill within you, right, that's when society dangles things that you think you want. Right. You go after those things, actually, then that's when chaos comes in, because actually you soon find out they're not fulfilling. Most things out there are not fulfilling. That's why you have people messed up. They're still angry. They're not fulfilled. They have everything, but they're not fulfilled because they did not take care of the things they actually need, especially inside of them. So you have to be very vigilant, because, like I said, society can trick you into thinking that happiness is there, happiness is this, happiness is that. If you're not going to think for yourself, if you're not going to make your own decisions on to what can fulfill you, and what the things that you actually need, and the things that will bring fulfillment to you, you're going to have a void. No matter how many things you have, no matter if you have the biggest house, you have the best car, whatever. Now, I'm not saying that everyone who has these things have a void. It's that a lot of people who have these things have a void because they have not taken care of the things within. Now, you will find people who have these things but are completely fulfilled, and that's because inside of them they already have taken care of a lot of things, and they're not using those items to fill that void. For example, there are some people who in their head they need women. They need, even that neediness is there. Women can pick up on this. But the problem with that is that you need that person because you want to fulfill whatever society has dangled right in front of you. Now, if you bring neediness into that, is that you have a void, and that's when you easily get manipulated by women, because you're trying to feel something that cannot be filled by anything outside of you, really. When you try to do that, that's when you need, right? You are in need of people. You are in need of that woman. She cannot fulfill that void. No amount of sex, no amount of beauty, however beautiful she is, she will not be able to fulfill that need inside of you. But you'll have to look within you, right, and see what is that you have to take care of inside of you. What is the thing? What are the things that you need to take care of inside of you that will bring fulfillment? And that's really what you need, right? And not what you actually want. It's not always what you want. There are certain things that, as we grow from a young age, we grow older. We have to be able to actually fulfill those things. Learn. We have to learn some things about ourselves, learn about the things that we need to do in order to grow and develop and evolve into who we want to be. And then you find that people are going after the things that they want before they develop into the person they actually have to be first. So that's like putting the horse, right? Rather, you putting the cart before the horse. You're not going to go anywhere because you're getting those things that you want, but you're not the person that can actually. You have not evolved the person who can actually use or utilize those things wisely. Make those things actually work towards your favor, because you only see what is outside of you, and the actual matter of fact is that everything is already within you. Now, I'm not here to say that you should not go after the things that you want, right, or even the things that are outside of you, right, but make sure that you have evolved enough first, so that to understand that those things that you crave, those things that you desire and that you want, that they're not there to actually either boost your ego, or they're not there to make you look a certain way. They're there to be utilized. They're tools. They're not going to fill the void that you have in you. Never. No matter how many things you have. unless you've evolved into the best version of you and you understand each and every item that is there that you have, and you understand how you have got them and how to utilize those things. But getting back to the topic is that the things that you want, right, you're gonna get them. But the thing with society is that they're gonna use that to derail you from the person that you have to be. And this is another reason a lot of people are frustrated. A lot of men especially, they're frustrated because they've been duped and they don't want to accept that. If you don't accept that you've been lied to, that the things that you actually want are not the things that you actually need, especially at that moment, then the thing is you're going to be frustrated. You're going to get a whole lot of mental issues and stuff like that. Unless you start working on the things, or on the intangibles, the things within first, within you. Every man has to work towards the things inside of them, whatever it is. In order you want to see the best version of yourself. Once you see the best version of yourself, that's when you understand that there's some things that you can live without. You may desire them, but you can even work or move towards or live your life without them, without those things, right? Until you've evolved and become the person that actually can attract those things, or actually can get those things without forcing, without begging, without doing all sort of nonsense in order to seem like you're someone who is not. So people, the thing is, people do all sort of nonsense just to attract things and get things, which in actual fact, they actually don't need. But that's a void. But how do you fulfill that void? By working yourself, seeing the best version of yourself, working towards the intangible inside of you, the innate traits, your gifts, things like that. Working towards those things and cultivating those things. That in itself will bring fulfillment. And even when you do get to the things that you want, those things are not a proxy of boosting your ego. Now you do not need to boost your ego. Why? Because you already the things inside of you is already taken care of. And the problem with that, a lot of individuals right out there, is that they're not taking care of the things innate of them, and then they use these tangible things outside of them, whether cars or whatever, lifestyle or whatever, as that thing that has to fulfill them and fill that void that I'm talking about. That's why they're frustrated. That's why you get all mad and you got angry at people, because you have not worked with the things inside of them. Excuse the crow, these crows here, man. They're funny. Each time you try and record, they're gonna try and mess up whatever it is. Either they shit on you or they try and make a whole lot of noise. But the message is gonna continue. Whether the crow gonna make noise or not, this message is going to get out there. So, to wrap up, right? Remember, society will give you what you want, but not what you need. The things that you need are within you, and the things that you need, actually, you have to work towards within. Whether you call it spiritual, it becomes a spiritual journey. Of course, it's a journey in itself. Whatever, it's a spiritual thing, or you're working on yourself. Be consistent, be disciplined on that, and make sure that whatever you want is not for ego. Once the things that you want, whether it's a car, we all want those things, right? But it should not be for ego's sake, to fulfill your ego. No. Once it's for ego, then that's when you're trying to fill a void. You can never fill that void of ego. Your ego will always want to the next thing, the bigger thing. You'll never be satisfied. You never satisfy the ego. Never. If you get there's a chick that you want, she's the most beautiful chick that you want or whatever, right? Once you get her, you want even a much more beautiful chick. Once you get that car you've always wanted, you want the next model. That's how consumerism, capitalism plays on us. Now, I'm not against capitalism, actually I am for it, but that's the caveat to it, right? That's the negative to it, right? So you have to thread carefully there. Play within your ego. So you cannot complain about any of that. You cannot now blame society after that. Once you know that shit, this is happening to me. I have to work on the intangible. And anything outside of that, if you're getting things for your own ego, then you're just digging a certain grave, a void that you'll never fill. You'll never fill that. No amount of drinks, women, money, they'll never feel that. That's why you find people with almost everything in life getting jealous. They're jealous. Why? Because they understand that there's some people who are fulfilled. They have worked on themselves within, so there are certain things they don't need. They can walk in this earth fulfilled with the least amount of things. Then there are those with everything, but are never fulfilled. With that said, man, until next time, it's been your boy Alfred, and peace.